God bless him.
Frankly, I don't know what we're celebrating. A man's 50th birthday should be kept a secret, like all of a woman's birthdays.
Oh, you're just a young sprout.
Well, I guess I can't complain. I have good friends, as tonight has proved. A pair of fine children. I'm sorry Joby can't be with us tonight, but he couldn't get away from school. And I have Edith. Well, I don't know about you old crocs, but I'm going to dance with a beautiful young lady. I guess I have the right, because I've been paying her bills for quite a few years. Come on, Ann. Let's show them something.
Mrs. Chapin.
I don't feel like dancing, thank you.
Oh, come on. People are looking at us. If you didn't want to be seen with me, you shouldn't have invited me.
My husband invited you.
Because I'm the district attorney and couldn't be left out?
Exactly.
Here I was thinking I'd made the social grade at last. Hi, Joe.
And would you honor your old Uncle Arthur?
You're making me very happy, Edith.
You promised never to annoy me. And I think you're drunk.
Drunk, but discreet. After all, I've kept our little secret for 15 years.
A gentleman would have forgotten it.
But I'm not a gent.
Oh, I heard that one when I was a freshman in New England.
Aspirin. These days, champagne doesn't exhilarate. It just gives me a headache.
Scotch and Saratoga Veshy, no ice. Joe, you ought to take a good look at yourself.
In what way?
You're 50 years old today. We haven't too much time left, you and I.
Time for what?
Tell me, have you got a girlfriend?
No.
You ought to come to New York with me sometime. I'll fix you up with a little group I know.
You will?
Oh, they're not kids, but who wants kids? New York's overrun with the fanciest good-looking dames in the world, and there isn't a thing they don't know.
Where do you get time to make all your millions?
Listen, I'm downtown at 10 o'clock just after the bell rings. Some guys go to a gym. I take a dame to a nightclub. Same effect. Tell me something. Have you ever been out with another woman since you married Edith, or are you too much of a gentleman to answer that?
I'll answer it, and the answer is no.
You poor, miserable jerk. You never got anything out of life, and boy, you wouldn't know how to start now.
Paul, if you really got anything out of your kind of life, you wouldn't brag about it so much. After you, Don Juan. Joby.
Hello, Joby.
Father, Mother, and a banana?
What are you doing here?
I've been fired.
Fired? And turn off that radio. Fired.
You know, expelled, given the old heave-ho.
What for?
Well, the specific crime was smoking, but I think there's a lot more. Old Potty's writing you a letter.
Anne, go to bed. Mother, I say go to bed. Yes, Mother. See you later. Stop that.
I'll call Dr. Potts in the morning. Maybe he'll...
Take my tip and save you 15 cents. Old Potty's had it.
You still have to prepare for college. We'll have to send you to some tutoring school.
Father, you know Bill Wyznansky in my class? Well, his father's the pianist. You know, Laszlo Wyzanski. He gave a concert at school last month, and afterwards I played for him. He said I could easily get a scholarship at Juilliard.
What's Juilliard?
The music school in New York.
Music school.
Well, it's famous, Mother. You get a chance to study with the top men, classical and jazz.
What about Yale? What about law school? You know that Arthur McHenry and I have always had our hearts set on you coming into the firm with us.
Well, it was an idea, that's all.
Well, perhaps...
A very foolish idea.
But, Mother...
we'll sleep on it and discuss it in the morning.
Yes, sir, but it...
Good night, Joby.
Good night, sir.
Good night, Joby.
Good night, Mother.
Come in.
Oh, were you already asleep?
No, I just turned off the light this minute.
Came to say good night.
Good night.
You dear man, my lovely father.
Your lovely antique father.
Oh, stop boasting. Father, what are you going to do about Joby?
I haven't decided yet.
You know, he really has talent.
He certainly displays a talent for getting into trouble. That's where you're so different. You've never given me a moment's worry. Good night, Iran.
Good night.
Good night, my lovely daughter.
Good night. What time do you have to be at the office tomorrow?
I have to be in court at 10 o'clock.
Well, you'd better tell Marion then.
Yes, sir?
Marion, I'll have breakfast at 8:30. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, sir.
You know, I've been thinking about this Juilliard school.
Joe, if we let Joby go to a place like that, what would your friends say? The people that really count, like Paul Donaldson, for instance.
I really don't give a hang what Paul Donaldson would say. I like Paul, but he's not a man I admire. I've never understood Joby, and I don't suppose I ever will, but I want to help him.
Help him ruin his life?
Well, it's his life, Edith.
And have we no responsibilities as his parents?
Yes, we're responsible, all right, and that's what makes it so tough to decide. One thing is certain, he's got to go through college. He can't afford to miss out on that. Afterwards, we'll see. It's time enough then to go to Juilliard, if he still wants to. A jazz pianist, what an ambition.
Speaking of ambitions, what were you and Mike Slattery discussing at the party?
He asked me to have lunch tomorrow.
He did. Do you think he's guessed anything?
Maybe. Now I've got to decide whether to break the date or keep it.
Oh, keep it, of course. You wanted him to come to you.
I don't know, Edith. When you get right down to it, I'm no politician.
Neither was Wendell Willkie a year ago. A year from now, he may be president of the United States. In 4 years, you could be the one...
Hey, Edith, wait a minute.
This is just the way we planned it. Now the professionals are getting interested.
That's what worries me.
Why should it? You need the Mike Slatterys and they need you.
You want me to look at this? I think I see $20,000. You want me to put this in my pocket? I'm afraid there's a dictograph in this office. I take it this isn't just your usual campaign contribution.
Mike, you haven't picked the nominees for the top state offices yet. Governor and United States Senator.
No.
I don't want either of them.
You don't want to be governor or senator, is that it?
That's it.
Frankly, $1 million wouldn't get you either of them.
I'm not completely an innocent, Mike. My grandfather was lieutenant governor of this state.
Oh, you want the nomination for lieutenant governor, is that it?
Yes.
Who knows you want it?
You and Edith, that's all.
Well, speaking personally, I'd like to see you get it. And not only as a friend.
That's good enough for me, Mike.